I'm perfect, he says. Damn.
Perfect.
Perfect.
You know who's not perfect?
Ooh.
Fucking Priscilla.
Aw, poor Priscilla.
I like Priscilla. I like the move that she did.
She's the only one that made a major move. That's it. Like everybody else was so much of a freaking vagina.
But
a major move on her way home.
Exactly. She shook it up, and all because she got to breathe for one episode, she really thought that, like, what did she think was going to happen?
I mean, she was an easy scapegoat. That's just kind of how it works.
Oh, you know what? I was so happy when Tori was the one who said it. Like, you need a reason to target anybody. Confirming what I've been saying all along. You don't need a good reason. Any reason will do, as long as it's a reason.
As long as it's not your name. Who cares?
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
It looks gross. I'm not sure what you're drinking.
It's Mio. I drink Mio. Because now I'm one of those people who drink like an insane amount of water all the time now, so.
I like Mio.
You need something with more sugar.
They don't have sugar in it.
Yeah, there's no sugar.
I know, that's a problem.
There's not.
Hence the issue.
No, they're sweet.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's pretty good if you dump half the bottle into each one, but
just like you get like a 20-ounce bottle of water and you just like 2 squirt it. I think it's good to go.
2 squirt it. Ooh, Tyler's
2 squirt.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
2 squirting all over the place.
Yeah, anyways. You guys ready to kick this off?
Yeah, I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go ahead and do this.
That's our intro.
What's really good, posters? Welcome to another episode of Love, War, Challenges. I am MTV Malik. He is Tyler Louder. She is Becky at Gift Master Bex. What's really good? Gang, 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 gang. How we feeling
Squad.
First off, we want to give a big shout out to our homie Gamer Vev. Big shout out to shopthechallenge.com and a big shout out to the Unbothered Podcast, our home Facebook group. Does anybody know what happened with the Challenge Fans Facebook group?
I don't know. Well, I thought it was just the Challenge Unbothered. I don't remember the Challenge Fans
Well,
Facebook
the Challenge
group.
Fans Facebook group was like the really big Facebook group. It had like 100,000 people in it and stuff.
I don't think I was ever in that one.
And then one day it just disappeared off the face of the earth, and I never really found out what happened. I'm not as active as I used to be, just because I'm so busy all the time. It's hard to, continuously stay up. We got the trailer the teaser for All Stars Season 2.
Boo!
Tyler, not a fan?
God, Jesus, Tyler.
Cause there's no anticipation built because we're in the middle of a season right now. There's no anticipation. You remember back in like high school? This is a long time ago. Like back in high school, like all of a sudden I'd be like watching. I don't know.
What are you trying to say?
I was watching like Robin Big, or I was watching, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden out of nowhere, I got a preview for the next season of the Challenge, and I was like, Challenge hasn't been on for a month. Oh my God, I'm so hyped. I'm so excited. And it made me as a fan really excited. Well, if you kind of see, based on comments on Twitter and Facebook and everything, there's a slight disconnect from fans because you're not making us thirsty for anything. You're giving us, I know it sounds crazy, you're giving us too much content at the same time. So
I don't think they're going to be running congruently. I mean,
it comes out November 11th.
Starts in a month, and we still got 17 people left on the challenge.
Maybe there'll be a purge.
Yeah, I mean, just as a podcaster, this would be so much easier. If they wasn't at the same time. Now we're going to be covering pretty much, we can't even cover double episodes because it's going to come out Thursdays. So
it'll drop at like midnight. Yeah. So you'll watch the challenge, and then 5 hours later, it'll drop. So sorry if I'm being a little too negative on the whole All-Star thing. Like, I'm very excited for it. There's some faces, because I saw the cast list, that I'm excited to see. There's some people that I'm just like, I don't care. But overall, I just want to get that feeling back of like anticipation. I want to be excited to look forward to something.
I mean, they have a month to build it up.
There are people who I'm excited to see, and there's some I could care less about. Like, I don't care that Derek is back at all. That doesn't excite me. Melinda, she's back. She looks like she's going to be. You said who?
We're on opposite sides.
What do you mean? You want to see Derek?
I'm not excited to see Derek K.
Not Derek K. We're not talking about Derek K. Derek Chavez.
I'm not excited
Oh.
to see them.
I honestly, I
Why
looked
would
at
you
him
not
and I
be
said,
excited to
"Who
see
are
Derek?
you?"
Derek's a great competitor.
Because to me, the All-Stars thing is like, hey, you haven't seen these guys in a while. Here they are. It should have been a whole new cast in my eyes, but we'll get to that later. But that's just to me, because then you can give us more faces we haven't seen in a long time. That's
Okay.
where I'm coming from.
He wants more of a rotation.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and jump into today's episode, and then we'll cover All Stars at the end. Before we jump into that, there's something I did want to address. Anissa did put up a video saying that, you know, she got beat while she was out. Apparently a man went and put his hands on her. And I just want to say, fuck that guy who puts hands on a female and in that manner. Absolutely disgusting. We denounce it 100%. And we hope Anissa has all of the support she needs to get through such a vicious, cowardly attack. Fuck that guy, whoever it was, for whatever reason he has.
He's bad, man. It's like trigger warning if you go see the video
Absolutely.
or the pictures. It's pretty intense how badly she was hurt.
She's a very tough woman though. So like she'll bounce back from this. Like she's very tough. And I believe she'll bounce back.
I think she'll shake it off, and we'll see a lot more Anissa. But pretty much keep your fucking hands to yourself across all boards. Just keep your fucking hands to yourself.
All because she defended. I don't know what she was defending. She really didn't say. She just said, you know, she was defending her people, and just basically this whole thing happened. Just because you're arguing doesn't mean that you have to go and be violent. It's just an unnecessary, like, jump. Be mad. Don't get violent. Like, walk away.
Big facts. All right. So we get into the house, and everybody's still kind of confused. They all thought it was a prank with that fucking bullshit that TJ and the producers pulled. It was just complete bullshit. Who doesn't have a partner? Devin doesn't have a partner.
And Tori.
And Tori doesn't have a partner. The #1 draft pick. Ugh. So let's talk about some of this A-block drama. And two big things really stick out to me. Of course, we get as soon as we started getting the whole Priscilla backstory thing, I was just like, yeah, I know who's going in. As soon as we hear about your motivations and who you're doing this for, I was like, yeah, today's going to be a Priscilla day. But we see Corey comes back in. He just won the elimination. He's still kind of pissed. He wants to take aim at Amanda and Ashley. And two, we see CT trash Amber B to Tori. So I want to start there, where he said she could run and that's it. He kind of trashed it to Tori. Does Amber deserve better than CT trashing her to another competitor? For one, I thought it was completely unfair. I thought she held her own during that final, and I think she won on her own merits. Does being paired with CT helps? Yes, it'll help fucking anybody. If Clark Kent came down and flew down and he was partners with CT, he would have an even better chance of winning. But Amber did her thing. CT did not do it by herself. I don't think it was fair. I think Amber deserved better than that. What do you guys think about Amber trashing, CT trashing Amber to Tori?
I hate to say it because I love CT. I have such an affection for him. But his standards are always really high. And I think he has kind of a skated view of her, maybe because he only really worked with her for a very short period of time before they hit the final. But it's disappointing. I agree that Amber isn't like #1 in anything, but I don't think she's, unless it's the only thing I think she's really, really bad at is math. And it seems like 85%. Well, yeah, but poor Amber. I meant more physical as a competitor, but nonetheless, yeah, I think like 85% of these challengers are totally mathorexic. They have no idea what's going on when it comes to math equations. So if anything, that shouldn't be held against her.
Mathorexic? I don't think that's the word.
I don't think it's either, but they're math intolerant.
This is why I miss going live, because somebody on the live would have had the answer. You know, people on live love correcting us when we get shit wrong. Tyler,
right?
In your opinion, was it correct for CT to trash Amber B to Tori during today's episode.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
So let's go two ways. One, it's not right. Like he did it with Tori, like it's on TV now and everything like that. Probably shouldn't have. However, this probably happens after every person getting eliminated. Also, however, what he said wasn't wrong. Like, she's an average challenger at everything, but she's really good at running. He didn't say she's bad at everything but running. He said she's only really good at running. Like, if you were to turn around and be like, Tony's only really good at eating, that doesn't mean he's a bad challenger at everything else. It just means that he excels at that part of the challenge. So I don't think he's really dogging on her. More so, it's just that people are going to take this when he says, like, if he doesn't say she's good at everything, they're assuming he's saying that she's bad. But I just think she's an average challenger outside of long distance running.
I say she's an above average. I think she's okay.
Why?
I don't think she's elite, but I don't think she's average. Like, come on now. I think even Tori is a little bit less than average. I don't think Tori's that good at very much of anything.
No, Tori's good. Tori is really only one or two good decisions and a good performance away from winning the whole thing. So it seems.
She likes to align herself with strong people, so I guess that's also a positive.
So did Amber. Like, if Amber didn't have CT, she wouldn't have won that final. Like, she would not have won that final. Like, we saw Fessy, who was maybe a better, a younger version of CT in a final, and he got stumped over the eating portion, regardless if Casey was injured. Regardless, if she'd have been with him, who was the best guy, she would have lost. She'd have been with Leroy, she would have faltered in the eating part and fell behind. No matter what, CT was going to win that based on where the eating was. So she picked CT after she won that first little eliminator thing. Why? Because he was her best shot at winning. Not because she was dragging him along and going to help him win. We are overestimating Amber. Just like maybe I overestimate Ashley. Because Ashley today made a comment saying, I've had good partners, and she did. Like, if you go back to, oh man, Rookies Champions, what was that show called? Invasion of the Champions, thank you. Season 29. If you go back to that, thank you.
It's a cold day in hell when I'm correcting you.
I could not remember the name of that season.
My God, Tyler.
If you go back to that final with her, like she got the best matchup almost every time, and she got to utilize these people at their best things, and she's right. And so and she had Hunter, and if she didn't have Hunter in that second final, she wouldn't have won
the season.
And here's the thing, where people are like, And here's the thing. People are like, well, technically she won on points. What are you talking about? They showed us 5 games and Hunter beat her in like 4 of the 5. Like, it was stated that if Hunter didn't eat all that food, they would have lost. So here's the thing is that maybe we're overestimating people when they get their first win and everything like that. Until they dominate a game, one more thing. Wes won his second season and then was looked at on this high pedestal. And then he couldn't get back there for like 6-7 seasons to win a final. Maybe he was overestimated at how good he was on the challenge. You know what I mean? So I think Amber needs to show more consistency dominating a game before we consider and say that she's actually skillful in the game.
She's going to have to really work on that social game and building a lot of trust, because her trust amongst the rookies is shaky, and amongst the vets are even worse. I do like Amber. I think the world of her as a competitor, and she seems like a pretty decent person from what I'm able to tell on TV. But she's going to have to work on that social game. She's going to have to build trust, and she's going to have to build established relationships. If this is something your partner who won with you is saying about you to other people, that, that's going to reflect on you for seasons to come. So she's going to have to shake that, and you can't shake it. So hopefully we'll get to see more of her and she gets a chance to do that. Let's go ahead and move on to the sappy part of the A block. So of course we get the Priscilla backstory, and we get mommy time with Amanda. When they do these, this is what I think about both of these. One, when they do the backstories, you can't do it on the episodes where it's so apparent that they are going in. You could have did that backstory through any of the other 9 episodes and built them up more. You can't get us to care about these characters in a couple of minutes before they go into elimination. It's unfair to us. I like Priscilla all season. So even with the move that she did, it was against the vets, but it was a ballsy thing. No other rookie was doing it, so I'm able to appreciate it. But you got to start building up some of these newer characters. At least
I
it's
think
not getting
Priscilla's
wasted.
had a pretty decent storyline, like
So
moving
far,
forward. Ever
right.
since a couple of episodes before she was starting to going to do this whole thing with the vets, you saw her they told them to kind of build her up a little bit with more interviews, I feel like, a little bit more screen time. And obviously, ever since the big vet situation, you see her definitely having more of that active storyline.
Well, for me, it's not that they're not building them up. It's the formula. We got to get the big sappy story right before they go in. All it's doing is telegraphing us that she's going down into elimination today. Most likely going home, because we all know how this is going to end up. And of course, we see the Amanda spending time with her son, and
it made me emotional. I got really sad watching it.
I got sad watching it too.
I felt her emotion.
And I really felt it helped humanize a character that many of us look at as, being Satan. It's so evil.
Like a villain.
Yeah, exactly. And just to see her just full of heart. And you heard a lot of great stuff about Amanda today. I mean, if your friends don't big you up like how Ashley was bigging up Amanda, I mean, Jesus Christ, you got to love that.
Amanda and Ashley are ride or dies together. Like, those two are inseparable. So I don't think that anything can kind of cleave that friendship. I gotta say, I still don't like her, but I definitely see some growth in Amanda. Maybe it's just because a lot of her major adversaries aren't there. There aren't any Camillas, any Caras, anybody there or Jenna, any Jennas to really kind of rile her up. And even a Johnny Bananas type that really kind of pokes her to kind of bring out that devil side. So I see a lot of growth. I'm hoping that maybe this is a little bit more of a level head and maturity.
Yeah. So I move on to the daily. Today's daily is going to be called Diamond Dash. And
Diamond in the rough.
The only thing I kept seeing when I see these big ass diamonds was Chaos Emeralds from Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
These big ass fucking diamonds.
I thought of Bejeweled.
So everybody gets there. TJ doesn't tell them exactly what's going on. He just says, you guys aren't working in pairs anymore. And I like the way he said that. He said, everybody assumed that we're going individual now. Even I assumed this. So he said, you guys got to, you guys got an option to do one of these 3 activities. You're gonna get your code, grab your diamonds, and then move to the next checkpoint. We'll go from there. Very exciting, very exciting. So after they do that, they all gotta go there and they pick their teams. And it's gonna be 3 teams of 6 that's gonna be left and instantly start getting cutthroat vibes. Let's talk about the teams. Pull it up real quick. So, and it was also super surprising to see Logan kind of get there first and then just actually finish up last. We got Team Emerald of Nani, Josh, Casey, Devin, Tori, and Emmanuel. We got Team Sapphire with Ed, Amanda, CT, Bettina, Nelson, and Ashley. And we got Team Ruby of Emmy, Corey, Big T, Logan, Priscilla, and Kyle. Now, normally, this is where I would jump in and say something along the lines like, who do we think is the strongest team and who do we think is the weakest team? We don't have to do that because Team Ruby has been going on all day talking about how they are the weakest team.
Can I say something? I don't like how the teams were formed. I don't ever think in a game that you're supposed to be able to adapt should you be allowed to choose your perfect scenario. I don't think that should happen, to be honest.
This is about CT picking the perfect team for himself.
But I think based on when they showed up, that should have put them on a team. The first guy should have went to Ruby, second guy goes to Sapphire, third guy goes to Emerald. Same thing with the women. And that's how teams should have been formed. They shouldn't get to choose. And after they got to choose, I was really hoping TJ was going to say, now you will be battling within your own team. That's who you go into elimination against. That's what I was really hoping he was going to say. when they stacked the team, I was like, oh man, I hope they have to go against each other.
You hope too much, man.
Yeah, you're really hoping for too much.
To me, that doesn't make any sense. Where just like hey, like, do you want your perfect scenario? Like, this is like, hey, you know what? How can we guarantee you will win? Rivals 3. Let's just put one really good team together and a bunch of not so good teams. Like, it just, to me, I'm not a fan of it, but that's just me. I like more balance so that it's unpredictable. Because as soon as that happened, as soon as you said which team is the better team, we got the exact result that we thought we would get. That's my thing.
The thing about it is, the teams not being great is only the fault of the competitors.
I don't understand how Ruby was formed. I don't understand what they were doing.
I mean, the sheer fact that CT saw Big T coming and he's like, no. First he was really excited. Then he's like, oh shit, it's Big T. No, go over there. And she bought it. Like, she's, I love Big T, but she is slow sometimes.
And, the funny thing is, depending on when people showed up, really, really affected on how the teams were built. Can you imagine CT showed up first? The next 5 people would be on that team.
You know what would have been great is after they showed up and put their diamond, they had to walk away. And then nobody would know who's on what team. Wouldn't that have been great? Because you walk over and go, this team has 2 guys. And I see 4 guys over there. I bet, you know what I mean? Like, that'd be,
but the drama of people pitching, hey, come here, join our team. Or just a face with Big T. But it's also mean. Like, Big T showed up and it's obviously none of us want you. This is
sad.
dodgeball, and we'd rather not even have you on the team at all.
We talked about this here. Was CT wrong there? Was CT wrong in evaluating Big T's skills as a teammate and not wanting her on his team?
I think CT worked with her enough to know if they would be able to work well together.
The fact of the matter is, sometimes when it comes to this high level of competitiveness and competitorship, it's sometimes not always going to be pretty. Hey, we like you, love you as a person. Like, you could be best man at my wedding. Do I want you on my team to run this final? Absolutely not.
Like, I'm not gonna go drop $1,000 on the Detroit Lions to go win the Super Bowl this year because I can evaluate their skills and I know they're not that good. And if they get offended by me saying that, go win some games. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I look at it. So if Big T gets offended by this, but if Big T gets offended by this and Big T's, fans that are all over the internet and everything get mad about this, she's got to get better. I'm not like, if you can't evaluate yourself,
about it, I'm just saddened by it a little bit. Because, I like her as a person, but as a competitor, she has huge gaps. And no matter how much I like you, turn it around. I'm in CT's position. Do I want her on my team? Probably not.
Do I want to party with her? Yes.
Absolutely.
If you are not good at being at self-evaluating yourself as a challenger, you end up being Danny. And that's just the truth. Like, if you can't evaluate yourself, you're going to go down as a Danny. And that's how
Don't be a Danny.
Sorry. No offense.
God.
I'm sure he's a nice Boston guy, but don't
tell that to Melinda.
Hey, speaking of which, she's going to be on the new season.
She is going to be on the new season of All Stars. She looks strong,
she looks like
man.
she's going to be a problem. We'll get into that later. All right, so the second part of this daily, we got the 6-member teams, and it was team Emerald. God, these are such dumb names. And they call them cells too, because they're agents. So it's sleeper agent cell. God, they're so fucking tiresome.
Emerald's not a dumb name. It's a fantastic, beautiful name.
Emerald is a wonderful name for a person as a splinter agent cell on the challenge.
Thank you.
You could have just called them Team Green.
Yeah. Team Green.
Team Green.
They don't want to be too cutthroaty.
And what do you know? Mr. #1 draft pick outsmarts everybody.
Devin, once again, comes up with the game plan to bring everybody home. Devin gave me some real West vibes with just outthinking the competition, and even if you dislike him, which I don't dislike Devin, but how impressive was Team Emerald's win?
Very.
It was. I wasn't expecting it.
Not just that he came up with that strategy, but the fact that everybody just followed suit and listened right away. And that it was just like, Devin knows what he's doing. We're all going to listen. Like, there was not a single person I was like, no. Like I just had like flashbacks when people argue. It's just like Johnny and Bananas and Camilla on a team together. They're like, they can't figure out a puzzle because they both want to do different things. Like, that's what I always think of as like teamwork. But no, domino. They just fell in line.
I mean, Emmy said it later on, and I know we're going to talk about it later. It's communication. At the end of the day, they knew how to communicate with each other and they knew how to listen. At the end of the day, I think most people realize, and I think a lot of people are putting respect on Devin's name when it comes to his intelligence, and they're using it to their advantage. And that's the only thing I can really think of. It's just that. Take advantage of what you have and propel that forward. And he kicked everybody's ass. At the end of the day, this is Devin's win. Made up for that, what was it? Was it Dirty 30 where he picked the team that he thought was totally going to kill it and they were last place?
Yeah. It happens. They can't all be winners.
They got beat by Jemmy.
Yeah, you never quite lived that down.
The funny part is just I still remember, Devin, you're getting beat by Jemmy.
If that's not a motivating factor, what is?
Well, really, they were beaten by Kara and Kyle. That's who really won that day.
See, Kyle has actually been pretty solid for a while. When are people going to start respecting Kyle's game? When he wins?
That wasn't. Yes.
I think they do respect Kyle's game. I think they don't trust him. That's the problem because they know he'll backstab them the minute he has an opportunity to save himself.
Oh yeah.
That's the bottom line. I think they trust him to be a good competitor, but not to be a good ally.
So not to correct you, but that wasn't Dirty 30. That was Vendettas.
Oh, Vendetta. Sorry. I couldn't remember. I said I wasn't sure.
Devin went out in the purge of Dirty 30 on the first episode.
Oh, duh. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I couldn't remember off the top of my head, which is why I said it was one of these seasons.
I got you. When you chat me earlier, I got you. That's just how we work here.
Yep.
Facts. Let's go ahead and move on to nominations. Devin wants people to fight and stir up the pot, give themselves reasons to throw themselves in. Who did we get? We got Priscilla.
Before that, let's talk about Corey getting pissed at Kyle. Didn't even want to wear red to represent their team.
You know what?
And Kyle, he did that on purpose. He wore green on purpose.
I like their color. Emerald won. I like their color.
Now, Kyle has been trashing his team and, he wants to be on Team Emerald. But Corey has a point. You got to be unified. And he made the point because somebody from his team is probably going in. That is definitely going to hurt morale, but if morale's a lot higher before it goes down, I mean, it would have been better if it was a guy's day, then they could just vote in Kyle.
That's what I was going to say. He did it specifically probably because it was a guy's day. He's like, I can't get voted in anyway, so I'm just going to piss everybody off.
It was a small moment. They showed it for like 3 seconds, but when he was like, we're not even unified because we can't even like dress the same and everything, and like they showed the blue team, Sapphire team, and CT was grabbing everybody, and they all start holding hands at the same time. It was like 2 to 3 seconds. That's all you saw. It was like CT was like, hey. And they all hold, and it was fantastic. Like,
it was great, but I also get what Kyle was doing. He's obviously making a big joke of it, and he's not taking it very seriously. And the thing is, it's probably not going to. It's affecting the rest of the team more than it's affecting him. He probably should have played ball just a little bit because if it ever comes up and red team got to sacrifice somebody on a guy's day, it's going to be pretty easy to give up Kyle.
But his own team can't vote him in.
No.
Well, they could throw the challenge.
But they could throw a challenge. Hey, it's a guy's day. We're going to throw it. Make sure you throw in Kyle.
I think it was stupid as heck for Kyle to go on that team anyway after him and Corey haven't been seeing eye to eye. Like, they have been arguing all season from the looks of it.
But that's why, though. Because, like, if that team wins, Corey can't throw him in. Like, it protects him.
Friends close.
I mean, from the look of the way the trailer's looking, it's not going to go very well.
But it's interesting to see. But I don't know. I don't see a way that could. And also throwing a daily would hurt Corey more than it would hurt Kyle because Corey's already been targeted and thrown in.
And as we know, as you get further into the season, when you have less people, it usually comes to bite you in the ass. I mean, just watch Cutthroat and see how that played out. Except for when they brought in mercenaries, then
it cheapened it. But yeah,
a little bit. We got the most iconic moment in challenge history.
Sorry, the Johnny Bananas backpack.
It
But
is.
Teresa also got screwed over, and we got stuck with Tori getting an easy elimination and end up getting a championship win that I don't think she deserved.
Tori?
That's something we'll have to unpack.
Brad and Tori. So what happened is what
dark
happened
hair
was
Tori. Okay.
Teresa had to go against Tina first, and she kicked her ass. But then Tina liked Tori because they were friends,
And
so
just
she
gave
went
it up.
easier and let Tori win faster. And so Teresa, who would have smoked Tori in that, it was like the back up off me, ended up having to go home, screwed Blue Team over, which screwed Derek K over, which just overall just screwed everything
Slippery
up.
slope.
And then it screwed Paula over. So Paula didn't get her first win that season. She had to wait a season. And
Yeah.
He's like, this is a domino effect of everybody who deserved it that didn't get it.
It really did, though.
It was. The better players ended up suffering and getting punished for it because if Teresa sends home Tori, then Paula has to go in the final elimination. There's no argument there. So she feels good and confident, but she probably would have went against Teresa because Emily had already paid her dues. And maybe Paula beats Teresa because that's a more fair matchup. But also maybe Teresa doesn't even go into elimination because she's with the blue team and they can win a daily because there's 4 of them now and they would outnumbered all the other girls in the teams. And then maybe Cara Maria has to go against Paula and we get an epic elimination, or Sarah has to go against her. Like it would have, there's so many other elements, and maybe Derek K would have got another championship, or maybe Laurel and Abram would have gotten another champion. You know what I mean? So
you just sparked another what if episode. What if the mercenaries never showed up in Cutthroat?
yeah.
We probably have a very, very different Cutthroat.
Very.
Blue team would have definitely been they would have benefited so much.
Yeah. They would have.
So back at it, in deliberation, no shocker here, Priscilla gets compromised. It makes the most sense. She's a rookie. We all have a reason. There we go.
She took it like a boss, though.
What she knew was coming. Like,
yeah.
It's like, I look hot in my
just
picture.
now coming now. This could have happened last week.
I like how Big T was like, I don't want to go in. And Kyle's like, do you ever want to go in? She's like, well, no. And he goes, when can we pencil you in, Dia? Like,
yes. Kyle is undercover really, really fucking hilarious. And he does it several times. It's one of the reasons why they keep him on. He is one of the most perfect mid-tier challengers that we have. And there's no reason for him to go anywhere. He performs pretty decent, provides great commentary.
He's got to do something with those teeth. All I can see is bing every single time he walks into a room.
Those veneers probably cost like 50 bands.
I just saw a picture on Instagram of him and his I think it's his girlfriend. I don't think they're married, and their baby is a really cute picture.
Oh yeah,
really
adorable.
Cute. Yeah,
man.
People be popping out babies.
Moving on into the elimination, Priscilla is compromised, and then TJ has another twist.
And
Johnny Bananas has been ranting and raving about how it's too many twists and it sucks now. And to a certain degree, he's correct on some of those fronts. But this is where the challenge got it right. This was a correct twist.
I like this one.
You can pick your opponent. That it will always 100% be my favorite.
They should have been doing this since day one.
They could do that every season. I would probably never get sick of it. You could throw in the kill card thing every once in a while, or the thing we could pull out cards for eliminations. But I will forever love, you got voted in. Now, outside of the winning team, whoever voted you in, you can take them out. Who do you want? That is by far the best thing, and I loved it. And Priscilla, say what you want about her. The balls on this gal. Says, I started this beef with Ashley, we're gonna finish it. And as soon as Priscilla came down and started saying that, you see Ashley start bucking up. You know,
superhero pose.
What'd you tweet? Her face looked like what?
Oh yeah, I said,
what was a person?
What if I wish a motherfucker would was a person?
Yes.
And she looked ready as fuck. And as soon as I seen that, I was like, obviously Priscilla wasn't facing her, because if she's seen that, she probably would have went in a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell just by looking. Ashley was prepared. She's like, this bitch is probably gonna call me down. I gotta go in there and wreck shop. I would have never, ever called her out. But still, very brave, balls to the wall, calls down 2-time champ Ashley Mitchell. what do we think of Priscilla's arc so far? Shaking everything up by making sure there's no more rookie teams, and then calling out the two-time one of the most tenured women there, and calling out Ashley Mitchell for elimination. What's your take?
Can I, Becky, go first?
I think it was just, you know what? If I'm going to go home, I want to go home against a champion. I want to go home with everybody telling me I put everything out there and I went balls to the wall and I shot for the stars. I shot for the moon. You know, it is what it is. If I lost with dignity because I didn't lose to somebody who was technically weaker to me. So I'd rather lose to a champion. I love it. It was a great move. I think she did what I think she needed to do in order to, number one, make her look like a badass, especially if she did win, but also to possibly get that call back because that was a ballsy move.
And Tyler.
It's like sink or swim. You're backed into a wall, a corner, an alleyway, and you do these things that you probably wouldn't do if you had advantage or power on your side. She was a desperate rookie who had no other option than to strike for the top. So I'm not giving her credit on doing something that we've seen so many rookies do when they're almost like the last of their kind on that season. They're down to the... Yeah, that's what it is. Because like the rookies are like their own like breed, essentially, of challengers. They're unknowns. They don't have connections, they don't have friends. They don't have power. And she just did what every other type of rookie kind of does. And they're just like, I'm going to swing for the top type thing. We see this all the time. This happens a lot. But it's not because her game plan coming in was, as soon as I win, I'm going to shake shit up. I'm going to take out the top right away. No, it was, I have no other choice but to do this. And she had to stand by her word. Now, what this does do is I do agree that it gives MTV a rookie to bring back. Mm-hmm. I had a good showing. Although earlier in the episode, I didn't like when she was like, I don't like running. And I was like, oh, okay, what are you doing here? I've never swam before, but here we go. Let's do 5K. Like
let's give it a shot.
But it does give her a chance to get brought back, and it also establishes an opportunity not just for like coming back as like a second-year player, but also gives her a rivalry. It gives her, a vendetta. It gives her any of these things, and I think it's a smart choice by her. And again, I agree with the whole like, if you're going to go out against somebody, go out against the best. I truly believe that's what I would do if I was in the challenge. Like if I was in that situation, I would have looked up and been like, CT or Corey, let's go. Like that's exactly what I would have done in my first few seasons. And then I'd eventually turn into everybody else where I'm like, no, I don't want to go against any of you.
All right. So my take is both of you guys are full of, I would not have done that at all. I would have been like, Big T, today's your day.
Big T to the front, please.
I agree. She should have.
Live to fight another day. Hey, I'm down here. I didn't want to be down here, but I had it coming. There's a lot of great women up there. You got Tori, who's a beast. You got Nani, who's been here forever. You got Ashley, who's a two-time champ. I don't like my chances against those. I'm going to pick somebody who I feel like I have a good chance of winning. You know what anybody has to say about that? Makes sense. Because everybody up there on that stage who's been in elimination and been in a position of power has done it.
Yeah.
Done it.
There's a counter argument to that, though, because her and Big T are friends, right? They're an alliance, right?
Yep, there's a whole fucking spider right down from my amp, and it's about to get this business in this creme royale bag. Usually
just grab it nicely and set it outside.
Hell no, kill that thing.
No, I'm in the middle of a podcast.
Spiders are like your best friend in your house.
Love
they
spiders.
take care of so much.
Oh my God, no. What the fuck?
No.
Oh shit. No.
Spiders are not your friend. Spiders are evil and they need to die.
Grown-ass man taken down by a spider. Baby spider takes down man.
Okay, you know what? This is his room now.
Yeah. Hey, you want to bed over here? There's your bed. You got a bed over there. The corner is yours. So the only argument to that is because Priscilla and Big T are friends. They're an alliance together. So if you truly believe that you are going to return, burning bridges is bad. That's the thing. Because we see all these girls do this, and then all of a sudden they come back and they're like, and the guys too, guys and girls, we see this challenge do this, and they're like, why aren't we're cool, right? Like Fessy and Nelson. Oh, we're cool, right? We're bros, right? Like, no, man, you fucking dogged me. See, so like that's the part, like as soon as you go against an ally on purpose, you almost burn a bridge. Like if you go against your ally because they sent you in there, let it be. But like, she could have still chose anybody else, and it would have put and
it probably would have been a better chance. But she went swinging for the fences, and today's elimination is called Seek and Destroy. Now, this elimination where there's 2 poles and a bunch of little piles. Under these piles are, you know what, before we get into that, I just want to say, this is by far the best I've ever seen Ashley going into elimination. Usually we get a freak out. She took it on the chin. She didn't complain. She didn't scream. She just says, time to go in there and handle business. I fucking love that. As much as I hate Jordan, that is my favorite trait of his. He doesn't bitch, he doesn't moan, he doesn't complain. He says, time to handle business, let daddy go to work. And I respect that. I don't respect much about him, but I respect that mentality.
Walks down, shakes their hands, puts his hands behind the back while he listens for the game, and then goes.
I'll be honest, I think she fully understood why Priscilla was choosing her. It was just...
It makes sense.
It was an option. So I think that's why Ashley was like, okay, it is what it is. Now, mind you, you see her right now on Twitter kind of like really upset, especially because Ashley is having some very sad tweets going on right now.
Oh, because the cast was saying stuff.
Yeah, because Nani of all people saying she's not trustworthy and that she's fake. Tori calling her fake. Like, and she's like, and these people were my friends. She's like, these people were supposedly my friends, and here they are talking shit. And she's like, and nobody ever said any of this to me. You know, obviously it's just, so she's obviously really hurt. So I feel bad right now because Ashley did not deserve any of that because she really has only backstabbed one person, and that was Hunter. That's it.
But it's context though, because Nani said, I don't trust her in this game. That doesn't mean she doesn't trust her in real life. But in this game, she can do things that people don't like, which is a snake. Even being a snake doesn't mean you backstab everybody. That's just one quality of being a snake. But other qualities are being uncontrollable, unpredictable, being dangerous. Like those are all snakes.
I don't think Ashley's like. I think I don't think anybody can control Ashley. Ashley's going to do Ashley. That's just kind of the thing.
If you see a snake right there, you're going to control it. You have no idea what it's going to do. You have no idea what pattern it's going to move in. You don't know when it's going to strike. You don't know where it's going to go.
The snake and use it to your advantage.
But if you can get rid of it, you don't got no snake around no more.
I mean, at the end of the day, she's not going to go against people that she has openly said, I got your back. Because at the end of the day, I think that Ashley has been one of the most loyal people to the people that she's openly said, I'm loyal to you. I got your back. I'll never go against you. And
except for Hunter.
Hunter, she never said that to.
They were on the same team. So
it doesn't matter.
He has a right to feel some kind of way.
Listen, I never agreed with the move.
500,000 times. Sorry.
I never agreed with the move, and I would have stolen I would have split, but that's me. But she was right. He did call her out her name. He did threaten her family and try to lie.
I am not mad at Amanda for taking the money because anybody would have done it. Everybody would have. If it was me and my mother on the team, guess what, Mom? You're going home with nothing. If it was me and my kid on the team, guess what, kid? You're going home with nothing.
Here's a Best Buy gift card. Gotcha.
Exactly. I'm not mad at taking the money, but that will always be used as an excuse against her for not trusting her.
One time?
They don't need a good reason. Any reason will do.
She's been on like 9-10 seasons.
People still use it against Johnny Bananas.
Exactly.
It'll always get used.
But Johnny Bananas is 100% not trustworthy because multiple times he's screwed people over. I got your back. I'll protect you. And the next day they're getting thrown into elimination because Bananas was in somebody's ear. He's
never directly sent in.
It doesn't matter. You can go around and politic to have other people send those people in, but that doesn't matter because you still are the one that got that ball rolling. Period.
He's done it one time.
He did it to Ashley too.
Ashley's not that great they're not the Lions members. They're not great friends. She's just a part of a champion club that he's in, that he's the president of. That's all it is.
Not him on fucking Twitter talking about how much he loves her.
She has a membership card to his club. That's all it is. That's the thing, okay?
I want CT to keep winning to completely remove that he's had the most wins. Period. I just want CT to blow him out of the water.
That's a debate for another day. But
that sounds boring.
The whole thing.
It does.
Does it though?
Very boring.
I want him to win.
CT winning the next. 5 out of 7 championships
No,
doesn't
2.
sound like a bunch
He
of
only
great.
needs a
No,
few
he's
more.
gonna-
I'm saying if he wins a couple of more to beat out, even if he won the next 4 out of the next 6 years, doesn't sound like great TV to me.
I mean, kind of. You could be like, hey, do you want to watch the challenge? I don't know. Who won last season? The guy everybody wanted to get out in the first episode. Shut up. Yeah, right away. First target. He's one of the best players historically. And he won the whole show. And he won the whole show. And then all of a sudden be like, huh, okay, maybe I'll check this out. That's a pretty crazy story. But anyways, the narrative of Ashley, if Ashley is willing to do that to somebody that she once had relations with, regardless of him saying something nasty, she's able to do that again.
Are you kidding me?
Why wouldn't you're telling me that if it came down to Ashley and Nani winning a show together and she could take $500,000, she wouldn't take that from Nani? She wouldn't take that from Tori. She'd probably split it with Amanda. But
she would have split it with Amanda. Yes, she would.
But that begs another question. Is having a true number one in this game too dangerous of a thing to have? Because if you could never break that number one, like that's dangerous. Like, hey, what if it comes down to Nani, Ashley, and Amanda? And Ashley's got to make a choice. Bye, Nani. Amanda's got to make a choice. Bye, Nani. That's dangerous in this game, actually. I mean, but it's also good to have. But it's a double-edged sword, right?
I think at the end of the day, Ashley's not intimidated by Nani. I know that Ashley knows that she could beat Nani.
She should be. She can't
beat Nani.
Nani's,
remember that little mini final they ran?
She has.
Ashley dusted Nani.
But Nani's got a better social game than Ashley. And Nani's more likely to have people that will take, like, Nani's like a low-key, like, mafia boss. Like, hey, these are my friends. Go take out Ashley for me, please. Hey, take out Ashley for, like, that's what she is.
I mean,
can't do it
even
myself,
Josh was
but you
planning
can do
against
it.
her. And Josh and her were partners. That was fucking nasty.
You know what? I'm glad that Josh is on that team. His power is going to be extremely limited going forward.
Oh, yeah. Devin's going to 100% take that
all of
over.
his power is consolidated on one team.
If Josh wins, I won't count this season as a win for him. After I heard what Fessy said in his Challenge Mania interview.
Yeah.
Yes, that was disheartening. But let's go ahead and jump back into the
Makes you
elimination.
feel a little bit bad for Fessy, but not enough to care.
I don't feel bad for him. I just,
I don't feel bad.
I think they both should be gone. I think they both should have been sent home. That's the thing.
The fact that he said he protected him, and Josh totally probably said, I don't feel safe because he put his hands on me.
I think there's going to be some off-screen repercussions from it. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
If like Josh has to like miss a season?
If Josh and Fessy. I mean, I think putting your hands on somebody, you should be bounced for that season and probably the next one too.
That'd be fair. I think that's a fair punishment.
And the fact that he definitely threw that glass.
But Fessy and Josh still are big draws. Okay.
That still takes away their money though.
Let's put a cork on this for just a moment. Let's go ahead and finish up this elimination and then we'll jump back into it. So the elimination is called Seek and Destroy. You got these mounds of big tires. You got to dig through them, put them on a pole. Then you got to get to a puzzle where it's going to tell you the. We've seen this before.
We saw this on Rivals 2.
Similar.
Oh,
yeah.
And Rivals 2. Yeah.
Rivals they didn't have to dig anything. They just had to run.
They didn't have to dig anything, but they had
to run like a mile.
And I think they had more colors to memorize.
Yeah, but same concept. Simon says memory, and Ashley was beasting these tires out. Like Priscilla was like trying to kick the dirt away. Now she was just like, there, out. Like it was nothing.
No, she was literally putting her whole body into it. Like she was digging into the ground. I was like, get it, Ashley? You're using those yoga moves for sure.
Ashley put in work in the off season, and it's showing.
She had a dominating performance and showed everybody why she is a 2-time champ. Really
I'm not going to lie. In the beginning, they were close.
Well.
Yeah, it started off close because it started from the same point, 0. But Ashley quickly shown why she is who she is, why she gets to do the things that she do, and why she has those 2 championship rings. This is just a masterclass of going in there, getting the job done. She did it with class. She went down there with class, and she won with class. Not everybody could say that. We had a lot of people on their way out, I'm going to cuss this person out, I'm going to read them to filth, and all that stuff. And Ashley is known for freaking out. So I thought it was really great to see her do this. She went in there and handled shit like a boss. She got the W. Priscilla got to go home. I think Priscilla's arc, I think she came in as a great rookie, maybe the rookie of the year, and I think we are definitely going to see her again.
I want to say, why is everybody such a bitter fucking Betty? Everybody was just mean facing this
What
whole
are they bitter
situation about Ashley winning. Well, it was really just Nani
Well, she did
and
have
Tori.
help from the crowd.
Well,
the crowd
she would have
definitely helped
remembered
out.
it otherwise. She's not dumb. She would have remembered it.
But
They
still,
just-
that's kind of nice though. And what a big turnaround for the whole house there to helping you out against Priscilla. Granted, it was a rookie who shook shit up and they all wanted her gone, but it's kind of nice.
Also though, what this does is Ashley was on a 3 elimination losing streak, so she resets that and
She needed a win.
Gets back in the win column. Something she hasn't done since she sent home Nani on World of Worlds 2.
Yeah, I think she's so good. I think Ashley's definitely underrated when it comes to eliminations, but I think she got her positivity back. So I'm hoping that this is like a streak for her if she ends up having to go back into that elimination.
Well, those other girls better be careful because if she makes it too far, she's going to be... They're all seeing it now, especially Tori and Nani, because Tori and Nani and Casey, they all figure that they are all shoo-ins to win this thing. The only thing that can fuck that up is Hurricane Ashley.
Well, the thing is, if Ashley gets thrown in again, I don't think Ashley will be the house vote, the alliance vote ever, because then they'll pretty much allow her to take Big T, which is what she would do, because Ashley's a smarter player than that. She'll take somebody that she thinks she can beat, even though she doesn't talk like that, actually. Surprisingly, for somebody that's as confident as her and as good as she is at these things, she's not like, I'm picking you because I'm better than you. She's just she doesn't ever say those things. But I do think she would pick. I think Big T's the next to go in, no matter what, no matter who calls, unless Bettina goes in there and calls out somebody else. That's the only way. But let's talk about what Ashley gets to do now that she's won.
Oh, this
Another
is so
good
cool.
twist. And they've been having this all season. She can stay with her team. She can infiltrate the other team, or she can infiltrate the agency.
Which is a first.
Yes. The agency has always been off limits until now. In my opinion, she very wisely chooses to stay with her own team. She got a good power base there. Her team is not a bad team. Her team is undercover, probably the best team. I don't have Team Emerald picked to be the strongest team out of it. I would go with Sapphire. So I think she definitely made the right decision. What did you guys think of her decision to stay with the same team?
I think it's smart, but Ashley's, again, I think it has more to do with the loyalty situation. I mean, she did the same thing during World of Worlds 2, which she could have easily switched to.
Should have.
She probably should have.
She'd been a 3-time champion if she would have.
She would have. But at the end of the day, I think that it just proves that she does have some loyalty, that she is not just in it for her. Yes, she wants that third ring so bad, but she wants to win it with her girls and with her people, which is like CT and Amanda. So I think it just puts another notch in the Ashley is a very loyal person kind of column.
I thought she should have went Team Emerald. I thought she should have infiltrated and she should have broke up a strong 6-person alliance that they have there. That's very strong, because the thing is that those 6 are always, that's exactly who I would have taken.
Yep.
Take Casey away, move her outside, because Casey's too well connected inside that group. And then what it does is it puts you on a team that potentially could win dailies. You're safe. Or it puts you in a spot where they lose, but your team will vote in those other people before they vote in you, because they were just cheering for it. I don't CT would send in Nani before Ashley.
That was the idea that Nelson and Corey had. Let's be on different teams. We can protect each other from being on that. And we actually seen that in play with Emmanuel during the deliberation. Yeah. He said, don't go after Emmy. She's not going to come after any of us, even though you can't really guarantee that.
Yeah, he even said that she's not very strong. And I was like,
yeah. Come on, fuck out of here, man. Who's trying to convince? But his best bet was just saying, she's not a threat. She's not going to come after any of the girls on here. You guys are safe. Keep her in. And he did his job, because she would have done the same for him.
But you can't do that if you and your best friend are on the same team. That's the issue. Because right now, there's 5 girls not on the Emerald team. So let's say Emerald wins again. There's a 2 in 5 chance that Ashley or Amanda are going into elimination. But they'll never both be in elimination, which is positive. But 2 out of 5, they're going to go into elimination. So,
All right, real
I
quick.
was kind
big
of hoping that
hypothetical.
they would be able to choose people on their own team. Like if they had people like picking who they should go against, I was kind of hoping they could go against people on their own.
Yeah, but
They
why would
could.
you do that? You got to go back to that team. Why would you weaken the own team? But then again, you could weaken your own team and then jump to another team.
No, that's
Yeah.
not
All
what
right.
I meant. I meant like that if the group agency, whatever the fuck their name is, got to choose people from the same, like the red team or from the sapphire team, blue.
All right, so quick hypothetical before we get out of here. Ashley versus Amanda. Who wins?
depends on the elimination.
Pole
Yeah.
wrestle.
Ashley.
Ashley, yeah, I would say Ashley.
I thought you were going to rapid fire a bunch of them.
Just
I was ready.
that one.
I was ready.
Okay, how about balls in?
Ashley.
Ashley.
How about back up off me?
Ashley.
Is there any elimination you could think of where Amanda might have the upper hand?
I think Amanda might actually have the upper hand on back up off me.
No, Ashley's stronger.
Ashley
weighs
got
more.
size on her too.
Ashley has bigger legs. That's
Much.
the main component. Like I don't think anything physical Amanda could beat her in. But then again, I don't think there's anything physical that Ashley would want to beat up her friend in. But anything that involved puzzles, I give it to Amanda. Anything that involved endurance, I'd probably give to Ashley too. Now, if it's strategy, I'll give it to Amanda. So there, endurance and physical, I'm going to give to Ashley. And then mental and strategy, I'm going to give to Amanda.
I just had a flashback of Jenna kicking her off a platform.
That's like physicalness isn't her thing. Because, I mean, you saw like as soon as they went in that, what was it? Invasion of Champions, she went up against, oh my God, why can't I think of her name? She went up in the final elimination against, oh my God, why can't I figure out her name? Talks like this from Brooklyn. You can't understand her that much. Nicole, thank you. As soon as she went up against Nicole, it was like no freaking chance. That gotta sound like her. I was trying to get that accent. But there was no chance she could ever beat her in that.
It's Nicole. Nobody cares about Nicole.
I like Nicole.
All right. So there's a couple other things we wanted to touch on before we get out of here. What were they?
Oh, we were talking about Amanda and Fessy's very messy breakup.
We don't.
Was it a breakup? Were they even dating?
Yes.
No.
They were dating, but they weren't exclusive.
Hanging around.
They weren't exclusive, is I think what
Fessy
it was.
was doing his thing he always does, where he takes his new boo on a vacation after a challenge to some place and they hook up and then just, oh yeah, it didn't work out, but that's okay. Season 38, who's my next boo? Like, that's
but mind you, according to Amanda, she was on the phone with him throughout the night. And he was like, oh, talking to her and being all oochie scoochie smoochy with him.
Listen, whoever that was at Challenge Mania, somebody tag her. We need the deets.
Well, that's what happened.
How dare nobody stop him?
What
could have been?
She called out Corey for not saying anything. But everybody's like, he's like, I guess somebody tried to say, oh, it was innocent. I was like, that guy was in between that girl's legs.
Yeah, Urban Meyer's innocent too.
What'd you say?
That doesn't really mean anything.
Urban Meyer's innocent too.
Urban
she
Meyer
was dancing
also
up on me.
Literally, that's what I think he would have said. It's like,
Oh, wow. Fessy pulled a Urban Meyer.
Some people said that the same girl in the picture, in the videos, in the picture, was trying to pull him into the bathroom.
So let's give him the benefit of the doubt a little bit, and let's just say that there are probably men and women, because I'm sure there are men that are seeking women. There's these women that are seeking these men, and they do this to professional athletes, and they're doing it to challengers, and they're fans, and they're like, yeah, they're called lots of things, but we'll just keep it a groupie to be nice. But she was on the hunt for Fessy. Now, maybe he didn't say no, but however, men, women, stop trying to court people that are engaged in a relationship. Because ambitions happen.
At the end,
I'm not saying he's right.
At the end of the day, the person who's in a relationship or is talking to somebody, they're the ones that are supposed to put a stop to these things. So he could talk to her 6 feet distance. Let's do some social distancing here. Like, it's completely unnecessary for...
Maybe he had too much to drink. His vision was blurred and she was like, I'm Amanda. And he's like, okay.
While he was on the phone with Amanda. Amanda, I didn't know you were right in front of me.
I was just talking to you, but surprise. Let's go bang.
But yeah, no. I mean,
look at Tyler creating any excuse to excuse a man's bad behavior. Very own brand for Tyler Lauder.
No, I'm just saying all we ever do nowadays is we just say men are the worst thing ever. Men aren't as responsible as
and
women.
We know that men are the
men's
greatest.
emotions don't care as much as women's. It's all we fucking do is shit on men. So sometimes
we've done our fair share of shitting on women. Let's just be honest.
No. I think Tyler's onto something here. But big shout out to all of the men out there listening. All the beautiful, strong men who's holding it down. The manly men.
I was gonna tell you, Malik. You know, we're reasonably popular due to our podcast. If some woman was trying to haul up on you like that, knowing you had your girl at home,
no one did nothing. I wouldn't even be at that club because I wouldn't be at that club.
So the way how I fandangle these shark infested waters is I don't put myself in those positions.
Exactly.
So they don't happen.
That's what Messi should have done.
Plus, Monet will kill anything I ever loved. So it's not even worth it. It's just risk versus reward for me.
Another thing, though, is that Malik accidentally stumbles upon these situations that he doesn't want to be in that are uncomfortable. He knows how to Heisman. Just right to the forehead. You out. Get out of here.
Bye,
no.
Bitch.
Did you see how tall he was in comparison to her? It could have totally been like holding a dog bag.
He played football. How come he didn't put the Heisman out?
He probably did.
Strong
but these
arm
women,
her.
These vultures out there.
Vultures.
When they want some reality dick, they go for it.
Reality dick. Yo.
He was all up in her neck, though, like leaning down, whispering in her ear.
Allegedly. But if
no, it's not alleged when it's on video.
In this one situation, he's 100% probably in the wrong. I haven't seen the video. He's probably in the wrong.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, generalizing.
It would probably
yeah. As someone
everything I just said about men and
not
dogging on them, he fucked up. He
As somebody who does not like either of these two, I am praying that Amanda goes to this reunion and tears his ass up. I want it.
Becky, you're on the stand.
Oh, shit.
What reason could you not like Amanda? Like a valid reason.
I think
from the challenge.
From the challenge, from her Twitter, she's not nice. She's rude. She goes out of her way just to cause unnecessary shit. I just don't like her attitude. She plays out this character.
Does she go out of her way, or do people always poke and provoke her? And then
you're
she's
saying
always
Jenna
like,
pokes and provokes her?
I'm saying Zach did.
But what does it have to do with Jenna?
And actually, on War of the Worlds 1, as soon as Jenna was like, just tell everybody a secret. Tell everybody. And she was trying to keep it in because she's being respectful. And as soon as Jenna poked her, she's like, you know what? Zach opened Bumble when we were out the elimination. And it was like, oh.
You liar.
You're a wild man. Oh my God, you're a liar. And then runs away. Yeah, it happened. But she's a.
I just think she overhypes this persona, this unnecessary shit. I mean, even with Camilla, I'm not a big, obviously, she has her own issues, but basically telling Camilla that she doesn't have an accent, she has a speech impediment, which is making fun of people who actually have speech impediments. There's just unnecessary use of just language. She needed to pull back that frustration, that anger, that kind of craziness where she feels the need to scream at the top of her lungs. I saw the episode on Are You the One where she attacked that guy. And that poor guy got the brunt of everything, basically saying he was like the evil one when she was literally jumping on him and pushing him. And he pushes her away and he's called the bad guy. I'm sorry, if a girl's literally hopping on you and won't leave you alone and you just remove her from your area, I don't think that he did anything wrong there. It's not like he punched her. So
I see your point, but everything you're saying against her was like 21 to 24-year-old Amanda.
I mean,
who seems to be a different person now.
Like I said, she seems to have grown. She seems to have mellowed. Again, I don't know if it's because there's not as many adversaries as she usually has, like a Jenna, like a Zach, like a Cara, like a Camilla, who she's always had these long-term issues with. Maybe she has mellowed. I won't know for sure until she's on a season with somebody that she's openly been.
That provokes and pokes her and gets her into a state that she wants to attack them.
I don't think that everybody pokes and provokes her. I think she makes little sly comments. So other people make little sly comments back to her. And then she goes all out. It's like one of those things. Right. You say something nasty and somebody says something nasty to you and you have to keep pushing. So I think that
You're
Amanda
good.
is just as bad as anybody else with provoking other people around her. Now, mind you, I'm hoping and I'm praying that her being a mother and her growing, like, she's going to be better. I want to see a more mellow, chill. I'm down with the funny, like, crazy Amanda. Like, I love Ashley, and she has major meltdowns. Like,
I think, I mean, I don't know. I feel like if you like Ashley, but you don't like Amanda, I mean, Ashley said worse things.
I don't think Ashley said worse things.
Ashley said she was going to buy Corey and his family. Like,
Never forgot that shit.
I'll be
It's like-
100% honest with you. I did not see that episode.
And it wasn't because she was arguing with Corey. I think it was because Corey was the black guy in front of her, and that's where that came from. It was like, we could buy
she's
your
made
family.
some really nasty comments. Yes, I can understand that.
I'll never forget that either. But I just like to ask, because like when I'm a fan of somebody on the show, like I am Amanda, like not like a big fan, but like I'm more on the positive side than negative.
I think
like
she
to know why other people
fills
don't.
a necessary.
Character
She is
role.
a necessary
role?
component for the challenge. The challenge always needs somebody like Amanda.
I don't even think she's a villain. I think she's like an anti-hero. Like she's like a Kyle, where like people kind of don't like it, but she's not truly a
Right.
villain.
No, I think she's a villain. I think she likes
I
the
think
villain role.
I think she is easy for her to come off as one.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is it's one thing to kind of poke and prod. It's a one thing to go way beyond. Like she just always she likes to cross the line a lot.
She does. And a lot of time it's more mutual than so, but she can take it a couple of steps far, and some of the stuff isn't even her fault. So, I just kind of take it as a face value.
I just personally don't like her.
Now you know.
That's just me.
Sometimes you're just not gonna like somebody. I don't like their face.
I'm gonna get maybe she changes my mind this season. Like I said, she is moving in a more positive direction. I'm always willing to change.
Out of vets.
Right? She's running out of people to really hate. I think she's really run out of the people. But she seems mellow. She seems to be getting better. So I'm hoping that.
No, hey, you're good. You're good. I'm just in a position where I don't hate nurses that try and save America. And
oh my God, it has absolutely nothing to do with her being a nurse.
No, it's cool. It's cool. You can like who you don't like. It's fine.
I'm talking about her on TV and as a challenger. I'm not talking about her nursing skills.
I'm just kidding. Malik,
all right.
Malik,
let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Right here. You see this?
All right.
Get us out.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining us on another episode of Love War Challenges. Make sure you follow us on Spotify, iTunes, and Google Podcasts at Love War Challenges. Follow us on Facebook at Love War Challenges. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter at lwcpodcast.com. And we're available wherever you get your favorite podcast app. Make sure you pick up your Love War Challenges t-shirts at shop.lwcpodcast.com. Also check out the website at lwcpodcast.com. You can get all of your custom-made All-Star Season 2, this season of the challenge, Spies, Lies, Allies, Dirty 30, Chance vs. Stars. Get all of your custom-made challenge gear at shopthechallenge.com. We got a lot of sales going on. We got the Gamer Vev official jersey. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Once again, I am MTV Malik. He is Tyler Louder. She is Becky at Giftmaster Bex. This is Love War Challenges. Good night.